So Drake has finally admitted it. He wants to scrap. At least that's what the word is on these internet streets is. He did an interview stream, not stream. He was going on a stream with this with some young kid. I don't know the kid's name. No disrespect or whatever. I'm like, well, I've never heard of him. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just not familiar with him. But I think he's a pretty big deal um, amongst the youngins. And in the stream, they were talking about, the topic came, I guess the kid he putting together, he has a boxing event going on, something, or there's some boxing event going on that, whatever. There is some boxing event going on. And he suggested that Drake get involved. And it was like, who would you want to box? And, everybody said that he, on the internet streets is being advertised as Drake wants to fight Kendrick. I don't know if I actually heard Drake say Kendrick's name, but I'm not going to sit here and play dumb, like, you know what I'm saying? Like like it wasn't implied. I mean, if it was, if that ain't, if he said his name and I missed it, let me know. But if it's just a come on, Rock, he was told. All right, I get it. That's I get why y'all would assume that. I can assume that too. But in real life, I don't think Drake is a fighter. I don't. I mean, I seen him, with the boxing gloves on, hitting the pads and all that. And his form wasn't all the way together. Like he had his chin way out. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That's risky. You understand what I'm saying? If you ain't some, can I think of any boxers like you get some showboat boxers who don't care and they throw their chin out there for you and all of that, and but then they whoop you. But these is I'm talking about the showmen of the sport. You know what I'm saying? Those the Roy Jones in his primes, the Anderson Silvers, you understand what I'm saying? Dudes who they don't just whoop you, they make a circus out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get that vibe from Drake. Also, I've seen Kendrick with some hitting the pads too. Yeah. And I have to admit, you know, Kendrick chin wasn't all out there on Broadway on Front Street. You understand what I'm saying, bruh? Like, people may say Drake has a height advantage and all that. Listen, I'm tall, right? And in case you haven't noticed, I'm a member of the boot camp clip, and most of them are short. You understand what I'm saying? And I grew up slapboxing a couple of them niggas. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of short homeboys, and depending on how, just, yeah, during the age when we was young enough to slapbox, I was still tall. You know what I'm saying? I was still taller than them, and yeah, your height don't, there are advantages to being tall, but there are also disadvantages to being tall. And if the short nigga know how to fight better than the tall nigga, or the short nigga know his advantages and the tall dude is unaware of it, then he gonna have problems. He's going to have problems. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed it, but by the time we got to the Super Bowl performance, it looked like Kendrick has put on weight. You know what I'm saying? It looked like he put on weight. Like the dude is always working out, doing pull-ups on the random bars in Harlem and shit, and scaffolds and all of that. He in New York, whatever, you know, working out in he looked like he put on some muscle. You know what I mean? And yeah, that could be problematic for that's extra weight behind them punches and all of that. But yeah, I don't know. honestly don't think. I mean, we all know that these two. I think it's safe to assume. I think it's safe to assume that these two are never gonna have a fight. That's probably never gonna happen. That never happens. When you hear two artists beefing, cussing each other out, throwing, trolling, and battle rapping or whatever version of. How often do you know? I mean, they invite each other. Jim Jones done invited Cam Newton. They do it all the time. The fight never happens until you know when the fight happens. The fight happens when the beef is so old, right? That like some outside entity, MTV, Gillian Wallow, Shotgun Suge, maybe even the white guy that Drake was doing the stream with, right? Some outside entity puts on a boxing exhibition or event, and it's so many years past the prime of the beef that it's like, okay, for old time's sakes, we get niggas ain't took no shots at each other in a significant amount of time, and then they go when they get in the ring and they do their little thug thizzle. Yeah, Shotgun Suge had an event, a boxing event. He's a battle rapper. You know how in battle rap they talk to and about each other crazy, right? And he had that event, and a lot of people signed up to fight, but when they got there, they couldn't pass the physical, and so it was a couple of fights. But at least you know what I'm saying. I regret. I don't say I regret. I don't know if I agree with. Whatever. Should never even come to there. People are too bothered by trivial things. But if it gotta go there, I'm not tripping. Control setting. Ain't nobody gonna press no charges. Hopefully nobody won't get seriously impaired. Yeah. Once again, I got this idea on my mind where I want to compile footage of celebrities doing self-defense training just to see how they look. And we can all be the judge. We could sit them side by side. I just now seen Tisha Campbell, damn Gina, yeah, Martin, Gina and Pam, Martin and Gina. I seen her doing work with a trainer and she looked good. So if somebody compile a video before I do it. I mean, I want to do it, but my ADHD is whatever. I'm not really that motivated to take that editing task on, the research, collection, and editing task and all of that. But anyway, I know I took us all the way around the world with all of this. That's what I do. That's the ADHD in me. ADHD gang. Bang bang. What up? Yeah, but Drake and Kendrick, what y'all think? Who y'all think? I know everybody going. I don't even know why I asked that question. I know what all y'all going to say. And the truth is, I would say the same thing. If I had to put my money on one of them, I would put my money on Kendrick. And this is not biased. This is just, just looking at the technique. You understand what I'm saying? The general, also the general spirit of the individuals. You understand what I'm saying? Seems like Kendrick just seemed like he got a evil streak in him, a certain kind of mean streak. You know what I mean? Drake seems like a really cool dude. Like if you take away all of the negative things that were said about him, like let's just say whatever, if none of those things are true, and you just take the dude that he showed us on camera, Drake is a cool dude. You understand what I'm saying? Real cool dude. You know what I'm saying? There are some dudes that I promise you, like I look at their character, the character that they portray in their rhymes and in their interviews or whatever on camera, and I'm like, I couldn't be friends with that dude. I would end up slapping him, right? But I don't get that from Drake. I'm saying you take away the things that were said. You understand what I'm saying? Let's just say, he wasn't trying to, he wasn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't Mr. Smash Your Girl and all of that, or he wasn't all of those other things. Nah, son seemed like a cool dude. You know what I mean? Kendrick seemed like a cool dude too, but what he's shown us and in the manner that he showed it, his mean streak is different. You understand what I'm saying? And he keep his chin tucked when he box. And he put on it looked like the man done put on a 50 pounds of muscle or something. Pause. I'm just saying, if applicable. Pause, protesters, get your ass out of here. Rest of y'all, welcome to the nation. Monster Nation, that is. I'm your host. Tour guide, president of the Kang around here. I'm the landlord, owner, tenant, janitor, master damn floor. With you, if you don't follow the rules. The rules are, you gotta like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications if you're trying to be a taxpaying citizen, and leave us a super thanks or a Cash App. Cash App tag will be in the description along with the Bandcamp link, which is there for those of you who would rather hear me rap than hearing me yap. The Nonviolent Rocco mixtape is it's at the Bandcamp link. Go there. Nonviolent Rocco. It's a mixtape with me and my man DJ Fantastic. It's an actual mix. He did actual mixing on it. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a compilation of songs where nobody dies or gets hurt, but I still get busy. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, go there, check that out. All of my mixtapes are there, all the way back to Shell Shock. I got videos out there, Winter Circle, BCC, Ether Rocks album out there, Crownsville album out there. You know what I'm saying? So before you go on my comments and talk about, yo, get back in the booth, make sure you got all of that. All right? Respectfully. And if you're going to write on the walls in the comments and all of that, and you're going to be sharing stuff, then please. The rules are you got to spell shit correctly. Because you're messing up the search in the search engines when you're spelling it wrong. Rock has a C and a K, R-O-C-K. Unless you're a Crip, Crips get a pass, throw a little cuh or something in your comment, and I get it. You understand? Monster, spelled with an A, not an E-R. Monster, not monster. You understand what I'm saying? If that's too hard for you to comprehend, then that away. Helter Skelter, spelled with an A-H, not an E-R, not Helter Skelter. It's Helter Skelter. You understand what I'm saying? And for the love of all things decent, it's BCC, not BBC. Pause. Auto reverse. That's what your girl said. Yeah. You cool with that's what your girl said? Get your ass out of here. Made it to the end of this video. Let me get 4 boxing gloves in the comments. All right, rock on, rock on.